All right. So we're live, and I'm gonna wait a little bit till a couple of people pop in. I do want to say thanks to everybody that supported the last couple of videos. I really appreciate that. Um, Notifications are going out right now, so let me just pop open the tablet, so that way I can catch comments and whatnot. So, but I'll lower the volume so that way. I see two people are in right now. Yes, this is live, bro. I know, right? Very rare. Like, me going live is like witnessing a unicorn, right? It's very rare, but when it happens, I guess, hopefully it's special. What's up, man? What's going on? How's your Sunday? And you guys see the title of the video? Yes, I'm gonna get into the dirty of this platform. So, and I hope when I say things, I hope people don't take it personally and take offense to it, right? You know, it's I'm one that goes against the grain. So I guess the point I'm trying to make here is to like spare some people from the aggravation of this myth that when you start YouTube and you start a channel and that everything's just gonna take off for you and you're gonna get it right and you're gonna be able to vlog your entire day and drive $100,000 cars and buy you a house within a year's time. um, I'm gonna totally strip that myth out. This is what it is. It's a myth. I mean, is it possible to do on YouTube? Absolutely, it's possible to do on YouTube. Like, there's certain things that you got to do to get to that point. But like I mean, one thing I've witnessed a lot of, because like I scour smaller content creators. I look at their videos. If I feel like they got something special going, I want to show the utmost support. I'm gonna stick my tablet right here so I could just read the comments at an angle, I guess. If it'll work, or probably not. No, I'll just probably hold on to it. Put it right here. Okay, so since there's a lot of YouTubers, and I'm not talking about YouTubers in mobile tech and all that stuff. I'm talking about just in general the entire platform. Hey, what's up, Lady Red? How's it going? I'm talking about the entire platform of YouTube. Like, we've seen YouTubers come up and flex really, really damn hard about some of the stuff that they're able to do in their life, right? So, I mean, that's like one of the things that they normally do is, they come up on YouTube, they hit it pretty big with viral videos, and then, like in a couple of years' time, like they got enough money to burn, so then they want to do is flex, right? To show people the fruits of their labor, right? But like not a lot of them really go into it to really talk to you guys about it. I mean, they'll make these little videos like how I became very successful on YouTube, and it's just like it's maybe like a glorified 10-minute video of them just making love to themselves on the video, I guess you can say. But they don't really. I gotta really take this car in to get checked. I mean, one of my friends told me that Dodges do that for some reason when you have the air vent on and you turn it off, like they click like that. I don't know. I'm still kind of concerned. Yo, what's up, Sneed? How's it going, man? Yes, I'm live. The unicorn has passed by. But yeah, like a lot of these big time YouTubers, they flex and they make these 10-minute videos making love to themselves on how they became successful, right? But no one really tears it down. No one really tells the cold hard truth of YouTube. I mean, you get like, yeah, I can sit here and tell you guys it's freaking hard work. It is, but it's also a game of luck too, right? Like, to be honest with YouTube, it's very unstable income if that's what people are going into YouTube for. I mean, I know a lot of people look at YouTube as a method to just go in and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to start making videos. I'm going to start blowing up. I'm gonna do a lot of different things, and I'm gonna make it. And that's a very good goal. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I will not knock anybody for doing YouTube or becoming an Instagram influencer or Snapchat influencer, which kind of like sounds weird. All true. Yeah, well, But the reality of is that it's a game of luck along with hard work, right? Because like you can like spend hours editing a video and trying to make it pop and stand out, but then at the end of the day, that video may only catch like 100 views, right? And then you're like, well, what the hell? And I mean, of course, obviously that sucks, right? And sometimes that can deter people, but I will definitely say this is that, if this is what you really want to do, if making YouTube videos is what you really want to do, then no matter what, no matter what it is at first, like, you can't just drop it. You can't just like, screw it, I'm done. If you do that, then honestly, it's just more of like that you never really had the passion for it. So, my estimated revenue slowed down randomly. My experiment of pushing writing topics videos failed. This isn't a safe source of revenue. Yeah, definitely. Rishi, you're definitely right on that. It's not a safe source. I mean, that's the first thing that people really got to understand when they're coming into YouTube, is that this is not something that you can definitely say is safe. And even those people that are making like 20,000 a month on YouTube, um, they will not, like, it will not be a safe revenue for them either. I mean, they may get comfortable seeing every check from YouTube every month being like $20,000, $18,000, but eventually they might see figures drop. One of the biggest examples that I would say would be Max Lee from High on Android. Like, he's got old videos from like 7 years ago where he talked about making good amount of money on YouTube, and then he's got like, I guess you could say like an update video that pretty much shows that revenue dropped for him too. You need hundreds of thousands of monthly views to consider solid supplementals. Yes, yeah, as long as you're living within your budget. See, that's the key there, right? Is like, if you make it to a point on YouTube where you are making $18,000 to $20,000 a month, I definitely would not recommend to start looking for, over the top type home to purchase. I wouldn't be looking to buy a freaking, an Audi R8 or anything like that at that point, because again, it fluctuates. And CV Tech talked about it a lot. He's pretty frustrated with YouTube's algorithm. I mean, that plays a major role in it. It also plays a major role with what like advertisements are linked in with your channel. If that plays a big role too. Like, a company like McDonald's could take a look at your video and say, I don't want our ads run on that channel, and basically that's lost revenue source. Because if McDonald's is popping when it comes to ad revenue, because people are clicking on those links, say like right now, like the McRib is back, right? Like, if you get the McRib ad on your freaking video, and people love the McRib, obviously they're gonna click, right? So there's certain ads that play a key role into you getting a good amount of revenue on YouTube, and then there's certain ads that I call just blowaways. Is like Amazon, right? They have the Amazon ad, and it's just like, talks about like, what if you want to get a gift for your friend? And it's like, well, a lot of people already have Amazon. They don't really need to go sign up with it. So that ad is just, it's just dead on your channel. I mean, unless it's one of those ads that you just get the payout just for the view itself, and it's like non-skippable. But like skippable ads too, a lot of those play a major factor in it, but it also has to do with the mentality of the YouTuber themselves. Just where their mindset is at. Like, I know that there's let's see, I changed one word in my title and my video showed up on the top 10 search results. I use private browser. The algorithm is sensitive. Yeah, it is. It's very sensitive. See, I try to stay away from sponsorships, but I might have to start looking into it. Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Like, here's the thing with sponsorships, and here's the things with other companies reaching out to you, because this is a very touchy subject, because like, some people, it doesn't bother them, so they won't make a big deal about it. But then some people will just then start being very nasty to you about it, because you took a sponsorship deal, or you took a deal to review somebody's phone. Hang on a sec. Let me drop this window because it's like kind of getting a little muggy in here. So it's more in a sense of like, at least for me, and I'll be honest, I used to worry about that. I used to worry about my viewers and how they would perceive videos that I do. Like if I was to like, come out and say it like, oh yeah, this company sent me this to unbox and review for you guys, how would they take it? But nowadays I really don't care. But I mean, again, I'm an unorthodox person, I guess. Like, call me retarded, call me stupid or whatever, but I'm not chasing revenue on YouTube. I'm just, it's my outlet for me to vent out what I'm thinking. And then when companies hit me up and they're like, yeah, check out this device and whatever, if I think it's something that I think maybe you guys might be able to benefit from, finding, different tech that's, not the name brands, but is just as good and costs less, then yeah, I'm going to show that. That's obviously I want to show that. But, let's see. Anything not involved in the wireless carriers. I don't want to lose my credibility. I see. I get you. And I mean, yeah, that's one way to look at it. That's how I looked at it at some point too. But I mean, like, everyone's different on YouTube, right? Like, everyone has a different agenda and a different goal. Some people are just absolutely dead stuck on just making YouTube their career, and so they're gonna do these different formulas to get them to that point where literally, that's how they're gonna make their money for the rest of their life. Well, as long as YouTube is around, because who knows, something can come and challenge YouTube, and then it will make things interesting. And I think also that plays a major role in why YouTube has all these things that we kind of question and be like, well, this is idiotic of YouTube to do this. Like, why are they relying on AI to completely sort out people's videos and say this one should be on trending and this one shouldn't? There's nothing to challenge it. I mean, IGTV is doing okay, but you don't see the same type of stuff on IGTV that you do see on YouTube. Like, if you're trying to make this your career, your source of income, on IGTV, you don't see a lot of like ways to monetize videos on there, right? I mean, IGTV is still fairly new, so like the deals that you would get being a YouTuber versus being a personality on Instagram is completely different. There was one that I was using, a platform that could have actually gave YouTube a run for its money. However, they didn't have enough people to support it, so therefore they shut it down. I think it was VidMe. Is IGTV AdSense based? I don't know. I don't even know if it is. I know for a fact that they don't run ads in IGTV videos. So like the videos that I post up on my Instagram page, they hey, what's up, Ronaldo? What's going on, man? I know that those videos on Instagram that I post don't have any ads ran on it, no matter what. So I mean, I don't know, what type of revenue you would make off of it. I mean, if they run ads on the post and the feed, possibly, and you can make money that way. But I don't know if it's AdSense. It's crazy enough as is today to try to make $1 on YouTube and try to make $1 on these social platforms. It's really hard because a lot of people are now doing it, or they're using it as a way of supplemental income. A YouTuber that I discovered today, which kind of inspired me to do this live stream, his YouTube channel is called Tech Lead, and this guy basically, he was a former software engineer for Facebook, and he also worked as a software engineer for Google. And yeah, in his videos, he kind of sounds a little bit, cocky and arrogant or whatever, but he's making really good points in his videos regarding being a YouTuber, also, working for Facebook and working for these tech companies and whatnot. And why does it keep doing that? If any of y'all knows like a lot about cars, let me know, why do Dodge vehicles do that? Like, for some reason they just do that. And every time that I have the AC on and I turn it off, it does that clicking. Or like when I turn on the car and I switch it from AC to regular air vent, you hear that clicking. Like, I don't trust my friend. My friend's like, that's normal. Most Dodges do that. I don't know. Is that the side mirror? What do you mean? The clicking noise? No. The clicking noise at the side mirror. It's coming from the air vent, from the air blower. But anyways, yeah, I would definitely say this to anyone out there. When it comes to YouTube, don't have the ambitions of thinking that you're gonna pop videos, they're gonna go viral, and you're gonna make massive amount of money. It don't work that way. As a matter of fact, even just getting like the subscribers, because I know some people are hung up on the numbers for subscribers. And with that one, like, you can't just think that you're gonna pop videos and then just start snagging subscribers right away. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the car on. Say my phone's getting hot, so I'm gonna try to run the AC and run it low. Sub numbers mean nothing. Yeah, you know, like that's a very interesting point. And you know what? My channel can actually attest to that, right? I mean, like, you know, I'm not shy about my numbers or anything like that. So I'm not gonna BS anybody and say anything different. Let me know if the air sound is messing with the audio. You know, I know that's got to be quite annoying. 267 Technologies, what's up? What's going on? So like, yeah, I have like over 10,000 subscribers, right? And that, you know, I'm not saying it doesn't mean nothing. Like, I don't care, and the fact that people are like, yeah, I'm gonna come back and watch his videos, but if you look at my viewership, it doesn't even match, right? You have like 10,000 subscribers, which is me, and maybe on a good day, if I talk about a Pixel phone, or if I talk about, you know, a subject that's pretty popular going on in the moment, I may pull 100, maybe 200, maybe 500, to maybe at max 1,000, right? You know, I don't think I have a single video being at 10,000 subscribers that has ever reached like 10,000 views. Like, I have old videos from back in the day where I was like only like at 2,000 subscribers, and I have videos that's like at 11,000 or 40,000. But those are like, you know, those videos amassed those views in time. You know, it took time. I mean, it was like, you know, how to bypass Boost Mobile's thing to be able to, you know, have unlimited hotspot. Those types of things, those types of videos pretty much like got gains on YouTube. But like the stuff that I'm doing now, like, I get it, you know, like some of the topics I talk about, not a lot of people are interested in. Like, people are just interested in phones. Like, where's the phone? Open up the box and show me the phone, you know? Like, not a lot of people just really care about that. So I can imagine Congress using Sneed's channel to understand tech. Yeah, definitely. I would say so. You know, if you have a politician in your state that barely understands like all this stuff, go to Sneed's channel. I mean, that's where, you know, like, I was covering the Sprint T-Mobile merger, and then I saw Sneed's video, and just like how much detail he covers in it and things that I didn't even know about, and I'm like, holy crap. So I stopped doing those videos because it's like, what's the point of me putting out a video talking about the Sprint T-Mobile merger, and like, you know, I don't have that kind of info like he does. So I'm like, when people ask me, especially like my friends here that work at the Sprint Retention Center, when they're like, you know, what's going on with the merger, I tell them go to SMT's channel, because like, you know, he tells it all, from everything from basically how the infrastructure of the network is. He's got all that info on that, you know. And those things are like, I tell my former coworkers, those things you gotta know, because Sprint customers love to test retention agents to see how much they know, right? Because if they ever catch you slipping where like you don't sound like you know what you're talking about, they will freaking ream you a new asshole. They will, just to get their way. And so I'm like, you can learn. So yeah, Sneed, I've been pushing people in my city to go watch your videos, dude, so they can get you know, up to speed with like how everything works, so that way they sound more intelligent on the phone when people call in to cancel on Sprint, and they're like, and they talk about the merger and stuff like that. I mean, I know retention agents are not allowed to get into full detail about the merger, but you know, if they sound like they know what they're talking about, then it helps, man. So you've been helping, whether you know it or not, you've been helping some Sprint retention agents sound more educated. It's kind of funny because but my friends, my old coworkers, they know that I did YouTube. And they're like, how come you don't do all this stuff? And I'm like, because I don't know all this stuff. Like, I know about smartphones. I know about the technology used to build them. I know about the different things that go in them. I know about Sprint etiquette. But when it comes to like infrastructure, network build-outs, and things like that, and all, and like the different bands and their specifications, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. No, I'm not on Team Pixel at all. I'm not. I've never been invited to Team Pixel. So, and maybe one day I will, you know, but it's not something I'm going to chase after. I'm not going to hound every YouTuber that is part of Team Pixel and say, hey, how do I get in? Like, that's not my style. All right, Lady Red, thanks for dropping in for a quick moment. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. It's like, other YouTubers may get deals, and it's like, I'm not going to go and be on your nutsack trying to get that same deal, you know? Like, if you want to pass that information to me, that's on you, you know? Hey, what's up, Paul Tag? Thanks for coming in, dude. Appreciate it. He's not part of Team Pixel either. Yeah. if you want to share that viable information, then that's totally up to you. But I'm not gonna go and bug you your entire day and say, hey, dude, how'd you get on Team Pixel? Who'd you talk to? How'd you get it done? Like, I'm not gonna do that. You know. The last thing I ever heard about it though was that other members of Team Pixel could recommend a YouTuber. I'm not sure how that goes. If someone's on Team Pixel and they know for sure, go ahead and say it if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I think OnePlus makes better Google phones than Google. Yeah, and that's a sad thing too, right? I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. Cold air. I'm just trying to keep the phone cool. I mean, that's a very sad thing. It's very sad that other companies could do it better. I think last year the reason why a lot of people was getting invited is because they were. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, so I think last year the reason why a lot of people was getting invited is because they were being biased towards Pixel, so that's how they was able to get invited. But I could be wrong. It could be. It could be. It could be. Could be a lot of K&As going on to get into that. I'm not sure. My kid's freaking out right now because Fortnite is down. Oh man, I don't even play any of that stuff. I think like what my kids mostly play, like they play well, my sons have actually been interested in old PS2 games and stuff like that. So they've been downloading that from like the PlayStation Cloud stuff. Call of Duty's where it's at. See, I've never played first-person shooter games. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not very good at it. Yeah, and I don't think I'm ever gonna do it now because, like, I'm an old school gamer. So like, if it comes to old retro stuff like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, Sega Genesis, stuff like that, that's my shit, right? But if you're like, yeah, let's play Call of Duty or let's play Fortnite, let's play PUBG, like. No, you wouldn't want me to play, and if you did, it's only because you want to have an easy kill. I don't know nothing about that. I mean, I'll freaking embarrass myself. Yeah, 90s gamers, I mean, that's where it's at for me, And it's kind of funny, though, because, like, my kids are like, they always get into an argument with me. They're like, this game's freaking hard. And I'll tell them, like, no, the game is not freaking hard. If you want a really hard game, go play something from my generation with no save points or nothing like that. So it's like, you start the game, right? If you're halfway through the game, your actual save was to pause the game and turn the TV on and hope no one turned off the console. Because if someone turned off the console, you're starting right back from level 1. But, if you if you wanted to save anything, there was nothing to save. That made it hard because if you wanted to beat a game, you had to dedicate your day to beating that game. It was like you couldn't go outside and play with your friends or nothing. You were just like, I'm not going outside. I'm beating Kid Chameleon or I'm beating Double Dragon or. Let's see. No memory card, no save data. You're right. Yeah. Fortnite is a game where the guy floats on a balloon onto an island. Oh yeah. Okay. I've been having one of those phones next week. I'm not reviewing it. No. I owned all the Nexus devices. It's a shame. Cameras only got good towards the end. Yeah. Definitely. Hold on one sec. Yeah, when it comes to Nexus phones, yeah. Their cameras didn't get better, but then again, I mean, I don't know, like that was like a joint ventureship with various different companies. I mean, like right now, like with the Pixel, it just seems like that's all they're really focused on. Because if they were still focused on making stock Android that good, then they wouldn't have all those issues with the Pixel phones. But again, like Steve said, it's weird. It's like OnePlus does better with Android on its devices than Google does with its own hardware. That's kind of sad. I imagine Nexus right now with the A55 processor and Pixel camera. I miss the Google Play Edition program. I mean, I guess you could say like, wouldn't Android 1 be that? If you kind of think about it. I mean, because the Google Play Editions, I mean, basically they were just like stock Android and they were given the Nexus treatment. And Android 1 kind of like fits that boat, Yo, what's up, Isaac? I haven't seen you in a while, dude. Tito, how's your day? And how's family's doing good. So like, hopefully by this December, or into January, I can get my mom back here from Thailand. Initially, what happened, she suffered a stroke and she was living alone out there in Thailand. I mean, that's where she's from. But she did become a U.S. citizen back in the '80s. So, she went to Thailand. She was just stressed out with all the stuff happening here in the U.S. And well, while she was there, she suffered a stroke and basically her whole left side went paralyzed. That's initially what happened to my mom, and it freaked me the hell out. It put life in perspective of life in a different way for me, just like how fragile we are, just like how in the blink of an eye you can lose somebody. Because yeah, they say like some people will go on these talk shows and they'll talk about like, oh yeah, I felt my brother was something wrong with my brother, or I felt something was wrong with my sister. I got angry at myself because I didn't feel anything and I thought I was supposed to. Let me turn this off. I think the car's cool enough for the Pixel to handle this. But yeah, I didn't feel anything, and so when my mom was able to call me on Facebook chat, and then I noticed she was talking weird, and she started crying. She couldn't move her arm, she can't move her leg. Someone has to help carry her to the bathroom, carry her to take a shower. She could barely eat anything. She was only eating rice soup. Like I was just like torn the fuck apart, really. So, but I mean, my mom's doing good. She's seeing the doctor twice a month. They've been giving her, I don't know what it is, because it's like, different countries have different medicine. But this medicine that they're using on my mom is working because not even, I would say 2.5 weeks after she had the stroke and she went paralyzed on her left side, they've been giving her a medication to take, these pills that she takes along. She's also type 2 diabetic, so she takes her diabetes medicine. And then she goes and she gets these injections. I don't know what it is, but she's getting these injections and then she does rehabilitation. And so it's been almost a month since that happened, and my mom already has movement back in her left arm, like she can swing it around and she can move her leg. She doesn't have the strength yet to like walk on her own. So my relatives around their house, they use bamboos and they built this pole, like these poles that like barricade the house. Not really barricaded, but it just circles the house. And then my mom goes outside and she uses those to hold on to while she learns to walk again. Oh, that's not good. Yeah. I appreciate it, Isaac. 267 tech. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, so the plan is to get my mom back here to the U.S. and so that is the plan now. And my older sister's going to end up going to Thailand because I can't go. So she's going to have to go to get my mom and bring her back to the U.S. So hopefully in the future you guys can meet my mom. Yeah, well, I mean, her spirits are up very, very high right now. She's very happy. She calls me every day on Facebook chat, and she's like excited. And that's good, And so I try to push that with my mom, keeping, positive vibes around her and everything. Because I know that, with that, I mean, it's, people say it's mind over matter, and in the way it kind of is, right? Like if my mom was down about it, well, what's up, No Life? Thanks for coming in, bro. If my mom was down, depressed, and everything like that, I don't think she would have had the progression that she has right now as far as being able to move her arms and her legs, My mom is a champion. I will say that to anyone any day of the week, okay? Like my mom has amassed a lot in her life, and she only has a 3rd grade level in elementary school. Like my mom in Thailand, she dropped out of school in 3rd grade and went to work on the farm with my relatives, and she did that until she met my dad. And then she came to the U.S. and then here, like my mom it's crazy. It's like when I lived with my mom, I never felt the struggle, even though we were a struggling family. You saved up? Hold on. Yeah, maybe one day she'll be on the vlog, Isaac. Remember the meds over here is messed up. Yeah, it is. I remember someone telling me that here in the U.S. they don't have medication to cure illnesses. They just have medication for you to cope with it. So then the medicine industry can make its money because you're always having to go in for medicine just to bear with what you have. I just saved up Amazon gift cards to get me the Umadigi A5 Pro. Cool. That is dope. I don't know. I think when phones start getting interesting again, I may cover them. I just don't think that they're very interesting right now. I mean, if I guess there it goes again because I shut off the AC. That is so weird. Like, truth be told, I just don't feel comfortable making a video about a phone where the only thing that I can really like emphasize is gonna be the cameras. Because then that's like what? I'm gonna make a 10-minute or a 20-minute video on the phone with the camera? Like, that's just weird. I mean, phones are getting that good nowadays with the specifications that they're putting in. Always having positive energy is the best thing. And I have positive energy towards your mom because I remember my mom was sick, so I definitely know. Ronaldo, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. And if y'all ain't subscribed to Ronaldo's channel, please do so, man. I dig his videos. Oh man, yo, dude, Alter Tech, man. Your vlog videos is just crazy, man. But sometimes I feel bad for you when she hits you. Like, I know it's playing around, but I just feel bad, bro. Right, what the phone has so premium built for the cost. Yeah, I mean, these days it's really just all about like what the deal you're getting with the phone, right? Like, if you can get a phone that, for instance, what Sneak talked about, you know, like with the OnePlus, and Alter Tech will cover this also with the OnePlus, but like all the stuff that you get like with the OnePlus 7 Pro, the OnePlus 7T, right? And then you look at the pricing of it, and it's like half of like what a Pixel would cost, like the Pixel XL, any of the XL versions, right? And it does better. It does better at certain things. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Pixel phones. I love, you know, the Nexus brand. Like, really, I dig them, but I'm not so full of shit that I'm gonna deny a lot of its problems. If you guys get what I'm saying, like, I'll say what's wrong with them. Any suggestions that are mid-range and no, and not the Pixel 3a? Any suggestions? Mid-range. I haven't really been keeping up with phones to really suggest anything. Maybe one of my friends here has something they can offer you. Half the cost of the Note, and just buy a stylus pen. OnePlus 6T. There you go. And then again, you don't really have to look at mid-rangers. I mean, I don't know why people are so off about going for last year's flagship or going for a flagship from 2 years old. You can pretty much say they're like right along there with mid-range prices, or for a newer mid-range, they're about priced evenly, and it's flagship, so you're still gonna get a great experience out of it. Like, I know someone that just recently bought a Galaxy S7, and like they think it's the craziest Samsung phone in the world, and I'm like, I'm not gonna knock them because they're very happy for having it, but I'm like, if they're excited for the Galaxy S7, just imagine what the S10 or the Note 10 would do, you know? So you can buy older flagships and still get a great experience out of them. Always get last year's flagship processors. Yeah, absolutely true. Absolutely true. I mean, if you buy a flagship from last year that had the Snapdragon 845, that chip is still good. You're golden. 267 Technologies. I'm out. All right, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for, but I'm going to try to stream for as much as I can. Yeah, Pixel XL. I love that phone. I'm so sad on the fact that it has a crack on the top corner of the glass. Of course, it couldn't be helped, you know, and you know, my son doesn't know any better, so. Am I ready for Black Friday? Hell no. Hell no, I'm not ready for Black Friday, and I'll tell you guys why. Some of you guys may disagree with me, but that's okay. I will tune in, dude. I will definitely tune in. And hey, man, hopefully I get my Chromebook back by the end of this month, so I can be on your show, because I'd be awesome. I'd be very honored to be on your show, Sneed. So I'm looking forward to that. Black Friday, it aggravates me, okay? It aggravates me that these companies are willing to kill off a holiday. I mean, maybe some people don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and hey, you know what? Like, you don't have to. But for the families that do, I think it's more important that you take the time to spend time with your family, because these days, in our homes, both parents have to have jobs to maintain the bills, so the kids rarely get to see their parents. There's not a lot of structure in home. Most kids today are on their smartphone. Parents are on their smartphones at dinner, so there's not a lot of conversation. So like at Thanksgiving, a holiday that I mean, like we for whatever reason, I don't want to hear like political point of views about the celebration of it and all this other hidden agendas, but just in general, for the average family to sit down and have a meal together with family and extended family and everyone talk and conversate and have time. Like I would hate that that would be broken up because someone wanted to rush to a store to get an item because it's going to be like 80% off. I mean, I'm looking for some deals on kids' toys and something nice. Cool. I mean, to each his own, right? Like, I'm not knocking anyone that does Black Friday things, but like, I'm not looking forward to it because I don't participate in it. Like, some people will be like, "Yo, you can get this phone like half off." Like, what? They'll probably put like a Boost Mobile phone that costs like $80. They'll sell it for like $20, and it's like, but I'm not gonna go chasing it. I would rather stay home with my kids and spend time together. What about Cyber Monday? Cyber Monday is no big deal because that you're shopping online. As a matter of fact, I don't even think they really have Cyber Monday anymore because I think Black Friday they run it that weekend, and they even have the cyber deals. I don't mess with stores at all. eBay deals are available all the time. Yeah, I don't know. I think family's more important over everything. So when it comes down to like what's more important to you, it just depends. I mean, if you're single, you don't have any kids, you don't have a wife or whatever, then hey, no big deal. No big deal at all, if you rush out for Black Friday deals. I mean, why not, You ain't got nothing better to do on Thanksgiving evening. Like, those people that got families, man, like, I would think you would put your family first. Even if it's a killer deal and a once-in-a-lifetime deal, I think you would put your family first. I don't know why I got the sniffles, man, but this weather is really killing me. It's like cold in the morning, like 65 degrees in the morning, and then it like skyrockets to 90. Family life is dying in our society. Yeah, it is. It's very sad. I mean, in my house, like, yeah, my kids have their smartphones. They do have smartphones, like my daughters do now, and I regulate what they do on it. But like, I use Family Link to control that. So if it's time where they shouldn't be on their phone, then their phone is locked. I lock out their phones. Well, here in Phoenix, it is, man. 65 is cold here. Man, I haven't lived in a state where like it got down to like 12 degrees. The last time I experienced any like really cold weather was when I lived in Oklahoma, and they had the blizzard that came through, and it was like 11 degrees outside. I was like, yeah. Well, here since I lived here in Phoenix, it's never really had any cold weather at all. Never really. So to people here in Phoenix, 65 is cold. And since I've been living here for a while now I'm starting to like feel that. So I'm pretty sure if I went somewhere cold for like the winter, like if I went way up north, then that would be like super freezing for me. Texas is 75 degrees. Awesome. Cleveland average temperature in February are below freezing. Yeah. How do you manage, man? Like freezing temperatures, man. How do you manage? Well, I mean, I gotta say, the good thing though about living in a place where you get cooler weather is that you could always add layers on yourself. But like in a place like Phoenix, where like it freaking burns closer to the realm of Hades, that yeah, you can't take off layers. I mean, yeah, without getting in trouble. Stay inside and make YouTube videos. I don't know. I would probably risk it just because of the like how cold it is and go outside, but probably would like bitch out in like 5 minutes and go back inside. But like here, yeah, 65 is cold here, and then it's cold, and it skyrockets to freaking 90 degrees in like less than 2 hours. I've been learning about offline apps and FM tuner on my phone, so I don't have to depend on data. Who is calling me? Oh, my son's calling. Hello. Good morning. Yeah, I'm live streaming and I'm sitting in the car. No, I didn't go anywhere. I'm just sitting in the car and letting you guys sleep. No worries.
We're gonna go ahead and start waiting now.
All right. I appreciate that. All right.
Yeah.
Love you.
But also, I guess it's speaking perfect. But anyways, alright, bye.
All right. Love you. Bye. He thought I left. He was like, he was up and he seen me leave out the front door to go to the car. He thought I left. So, I take my daughter sledding when it snows. That's awesome, man. Damn, I miss that ringtone. Rest in peace, Pixel XL. Really? Rishi, you're funny, dude. I don't know. Does anyone in the live stream have kids? I have kids, and you have three of them. Awesome. How much? How much do you want for the 3AXL? Sneed has one daughter. I have 5 kids. Four of them are mine. One of them is my fiance's son. What's it worth to me? I don't know, man. I'm not good at telling you what I would pay for it. I just normally go with what people are asking. And if it's around what I could afford, then I'll say yes to it. If it's not, then it's like, nah. There you go. Right, all those interested. But yeah, it's funny too because I have 5 kids. My oldest one is going to be 15 this December, and people do not even believe he's my son. Like a guy tried to pick a fight because he thought that my eldest son and then my second eldest son, who's 13, they thought they were my friends. So it's just crazy. We kind of went way off topic. I don't know, but there's not really much to say about YouTube anyways, other than I'll just make this last one. Phone's getting warm again, seriously? On and off with the air. I'll just make this final point with that whole YouTube thing and just keep it open. But yeah, if you're coming into YouTube thinking you're gonna make big bank, if you're coming into YouTube and you think you're gonna get free stuff, then yeah, don't even, because it's just gonna be headaches for you when you don't get your way. You give 310 for the Pixel 3. Oh. Yeah, my Pixel 3, that's what I'm streaming on right now. My Pixel 3 overheats. And what is the temperature outside right now? It's only 85 outside, so it's like what, maybe like 87 in the car. And I have a case on it too. Probably I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, that's one major problem I'll tell people about too. Is like if you live in a place that has like warm weather, Pixel overheat really fast. Like I play Pokemon Go. You guys probably already know that. Don't. I play it. You know, I attend these community days. I attend these events. I go out. I meet up with the group. We do raiding and stuff like that. And it totally sucks because like I have to use my Pixel 3 because my Pixel 3a is not water resistant or anything like that. So like if it starts to say that phone's getting warm, which it'll shut off the phone. I can't like dunk it in water or whatever. Like this one guy actually did it with his phone. I dunked my phone in water because it was getting hot, and so he saw that and he thought he could do that with his phones. And I know his phones were not water resistant, so I just kind of felt bad. I walked away really quick because I tried to stop him, but he didn't listen. Like I guess he didn't hear me clear enough, and so yeah, he dunked his stuff in the water, and it was all messed up. All right, bro. The next time I go live, I hope to see you there too. But yeah, Pixels are very bad with that. I don't know what I'm going to do with my Pixel 3. I might root it. I think it's completely stupid that the Pixel 3 and the 3XL does not support DSDS, but the Pixel 3a does. I mean, great that the Pixel 3 could do that, right? So like I can run Google Fi and Visible on my Pixel 3a right now, and it's running it fine. I'm using call and text from Google Fi. I'm using Visible for data temporarily until like I switch over to the Google Fi Unlimited like completely. I haven't done that yet. And yeah, then I'll slowly have just Google Fi as my my carrier. Visible, on the other hand, I was telling Jay Santana about it because he asked me if I went back to Visible, and I told him, yeah, because I got an email from them saying that they missed me. So like I was just being curious to see if the Pixel One would actually like. Oh, appreciate it, dude. I really appreciate it. But like, yeah, Visible. So I wanted to see if it would work, right? Because they were telling me to come back and they would have my account open and active again. So I stuck the Visible SIM card in my Pixel One, and the day I did it, like calls were working, text wasn't working, but data was working also. So I was like, okay. And then I checked to see if the IMEI was compatible, and like the Visible website said no. So like, oh, okay, whatever. But then like, I realized it when I put it in my Pixel 3, and it was like everything was working. And I'm like, okay, you know, I checked my bank account to see if they charged me, you know, $40. They didn't charge me anything. And then it showed that the $80 in credit that I've earned over the time of sharing my code, they gave that back to me on the account and basically gave me 1 month free again. So that was really cool of them to do that. Other than that, I mean, I may just like pay like $20 every other month, you know, just to keep it, because it's still unthrottled, still uncapped. Visible is cool if Verizon is strong in your area, not just coverage, but lots of towers and small cells. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because like I know, what's his name? Mil Hustles was like aggravated with Visible. Not just only the fact that, you know, you can't change your mobile number. Like, so if you had someone stalking you, like, what are you supposed to do? And like their advice was to create a whole new account to get a new number. You know, but he was also aggravated with the service a little bit. And you know, it's Visible, it's Boost, it's Metro, it's Cricket. It's all about, you know, I guess tower construction in your area, and then signal strength too. You know, like, and what type of LTE bands do you have? You know, and then also it depends on the phone too. Like Sneak covered in his video, it also depends on your phone too, because some outdated phones are not going to support some of the newer LTE bands, so you're not getting like, you know, the full capacity of what you could get with the newer phone. So there's a lot that plays in with smartphones these days. There's a lot to it, you know. It's not just, you know, my friend has great LTE with At&t or Cricket, so, you know, I'm gonna get that too. You know, it's not even that, because if you get a phone that's like outdated, that's like 2 or 3 years old, then you may not get the same signal strength or the same data speeds as that person with the newer phone. And I learned that from Sneed. I mean, I knew some of it, but just like a lot more information Sneed gave me on that just from his videos. So now I can really put it all together. Like, it's like putting a puzzle. You may have some of the pieces, and then somebody else has the remaining pieces that can help build your picture. Old phones suck in that way. Good enough is not going to cut it. Yeah. Well, especially nowadays, like everyone is so demanding of data speeds and whatnot. Well, if that's your main concern, you know, if you want to have 80 megabits per second download, 100 megabits per second download, or any of that stuff, then you're gonna have to go with something more newer that supports more LTE bands. You go with anything older, and they're not gonna pick it up. And it's not something that the phones can just pick up. You know, like I know, like my Pixel XL, I love that phone, but I can only use it for mediocre things. I can't really depend on it. Only because, you know, I can see the differences between that and my Pixel 3a. If I was to put the same SIM card in it, the data speeds are different. The difference between always having LTE or just getting pushed onto 3G or worse. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Sneed, like I had a friend of mine that worked with me at Sprint, and he's like absolutely livid because I referenced your videos and your channel to explain why CDMA was crap. Didn't go so well for him. But he was a CDMA supporter. Like he would tell everyone about like how great CDMA is. It's, you know, one channel holds like 1,000 lines or whatever, and it was just like, I remember back in the day when Verizon was like boosting CDMA, and I remember just the horrible experiences that Verizon customers had, because I used to work for Verizon's call center too. So CDMA sucks. Yeah. It's outdated. Like, that's why I try to explain to him. It's like, GSM has been around for the longest time. CDMA came in afterwards, and while it was minorly okay in the beginning, but like when it came to really like testing it to hold congestion, it was bad. And if you compare it to today with LTE, it doesn't even touch it. And that's the point I'm trying to make, you know, with like some of my people that I know. It's just like, Yeah. So, I know for a fact they checked out your videos because they didn't have nothing to say to say back. They were like this. They were literally stumped. But it was good for them to understand that because like when you deal with customers, especially customers who know a little bit about mobile tech from what they learned from other like content creators on YouTube and on various publications like Android Authority and stuff like that. When you're dealing with them, like you gotta know what you're talking about, or at least sound like you know what you're talking about. That's my main thing that I push with them all the time. And so yeah, all you guys are getting stuff pushed to you. Like I pushed a couple of my friends that were interested in the OnePlus 7 Pro. I pushed them over to At&t's channel. Like I don't know, like my days on YouTube is just consistent of me just talking about news going on in mobile tech and then trying to help other people out, you know, that are coming up on YouTube. And like Alter Tech hit 1,000, so that you know, like I'm trying to push it to where he gets up to 10,000. And that way he can enjoy the benefits of having 10K, being able to like, you know, have certain things open up to him so you can take advantage of, because Alter Tech's channel is awesome. I love his vlogs too. So, yep. And then before I close this out, let me ask you guys, what do you guys think about the Pixel 4? We're rounding that corner for the Pixel info and perspective. Yeah, oh, I appreciate that, man. I try to stay away from the normalcies and just approach tech and look at it and just tell you guys what I think of it in my own, like through my own eyes. So it's a lot of people that watch Need's live streams and videos and then turn around and say exactly what he said in their live streams and videos and don't give him credit. Yeah. Oh, well that happens on YouTube all the time, you know. We see it a lot. But at least that's how you know that like certain people are being watched, right? I want the Oso Orange Pixel 4. Yeah, I already said that I wasn't going to upgrade to the Pixel 4. I don't find a reason to do it. I have the Pixel 3. So if I was to upgrade to another Pixel, it might be in another 3 years. I mean, that's like one thing that's cool. And hopefully Google keeps that trend. You know, their promise, their solid promise that, you know, older Pixels will get good treatment from them. I mean, it's kind of like, kind of believable with them, only for the simple fact that the Pixel 1 and the Pixel 1 XL both got Android 10, and they weren't supposed to, like, supposed to be cut off at that point. Yeah, it is messed up that people will do that. It happens a lot. So yeah, I'm hoping that they did that. I don't expect them to bring the Pixel XL and the Pixel 1 to bring those up to Android 11. But I'm just hoping that a bunch of mini-me's out there. Yeah. Yeah, I love it, man. I mean, that's two of the biggest problems on YouTube that I've noticed, right? Is like people watching your video and then literally biting your perspective and using it in their video, not giving you credit or not even saying where they got it from. And then also on top of that, those channels that steal your videos. Cause like and you know what, like a lot of you guys are pretty awesome in that, cause I get DMs on Instagram, I get DMs on Twitter, and people will share the link of someone that took a video of mine and put it on their channel just so they can try to make ad revenue off of it. I mean, there's only a handful of YouTubers that I watch that like I religiously watch. Nobody has the merger insight. The network insight. I've been following that so closely for so long. Yeah. Yeah, that's literally Sneed. That's what made me like instantly hit the subscribe button, was when I saw you stream with JG, and I was watching the broadcast, and a lot of info you dropped, I was like, holy crap, you know, like honestly, I thought you literally worked as like an engineer for these companies, right? Like you were a guy on the inside building out these towers and whatnot. And so I was like, that's what he has to do for a living. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing for a living. Since then, seeing your broadcast on JG and then you going on, yeah. See, I never pegged you for a school teacher, dude. But I seriously thought that you were a technician, like an engineer for these companies, like. So it's insane, and that speaks volumes. Like to anyone that would ever like really attack your channel, like if I had anything to say about it, it's like, bro, all this knowledge that he's dropping, he's a school teacher, dude. Like, come on, man. Obviously, he's following this stuff and he's paying attention and he's understanding everything that's happening. He's learned a lot from it, and he's not even working in that field. That speaks volumes of just how much dedication and passion you have for it. So yeah, I'm gonna follow your channel and I'm gonna absorb it and soak in everything that you're teaching out there. It's needing computer solutions, yeah. There, like I said, there's only a handful of YouTubers that I watch religiously. So the only trolls I get are the typical haters. They will hate on anybody though. Yeah, I block those out. Like I was talking with Oscar about this the other day, because I know he wants to launch a YouTube channel, but he gets very distraught with trolls out there, and I just basically told him like, dude, there's ways you can filter that out if like you really can't deal with them, because I mean it'd be bullshit to say that words don't hurt. Words can, especially if they touch a nerve. I've had people, like, not people, I have trolls like actually talk shit about my kids, like on some of my old live streams where you see my kids in them, and then I have people say some real mean, hurtful things. It's like, it amps me up where, if I see them in person, I just deck them in the face, and I got bail money, so I ain't worried about it. But at the end of the day, they're behind a screen and a keyboard, so I just block everything out. Like, all comments are basically screened. And I have to go through the ones, like, if someone like curses, it may not be like a hateful comment, but if they curse, it'll hold it for review, and I just approve it because I know it's not like a hateful comment. But like most of the hateful ones are like, yeah, they're not even posted. Like it won't post it to any of the videos. So but yeah, Sneed, I watch Sneed's channel and I watch the live streams. Sometimes I don't speak in the live streams, but I am watching. People say that the video sucks and whatnot. I tell them go ahead and make some videos. Yeah, well, and that's one of the funny ones I laugh at, right? It's like when people critique the hell out of your video, like, oh, your lighting sucks, your audio sucks. Why are you using a phone to record a video? You should get you a camera. You should get you a microphone. This, that, and the third. And you go to their channel, 0 subscribers, or 1 subscriber, 0 videos, and like a bunch of liked videos from like other, yeah. Yeah. Get behind it. Edit, post, let's see it. Yeah. I challenge any troll to do that. If you can make videos better than me, then you should be up on YouTube doing it. And then you should be successful, right? And then I should see like how fast you grow. I mean, they're everywhere, so I just tend to block them out. They're like non-seasoned boiled okra on the plate. Just push it to the side and keep grinding. I really don't pay attention to a lot of that stuff anymore. It used to bother me, but I don't. And anyone out there that's being affected by it, just know that you don't really have to take that crap. Just set your settings on your uploads, on the comments, and set it to where those things can't even be seen. Yeah. Those trolls, I mean, there's also those that like disagree with you, but rather than agreeing to disagree, they want you to conform to their thought. Like those also actually irritate me too, because it's like, you're not gonna change my mind. And I'm open to anyone out there to agree to disagree. Like, I won't argue with nobody if they don't agree with my point of view. So basically, just agree to disagree. Like, I don't know why it's so adamant for people that, because of the way that they think and how they think, that you have to think the same way. Like, no. I enjoy your Google content. Oh, Slaw, I appreciate that. Yeah, trying to cover as much as I can. I don't know. I'll say I'm a Google fanboy. I mean, it's been that way. Like Mike from BTR, like seriously. I mean, I thought he was bullshitting. He really is serious about that offer. He's like, he trusts that I'll take care of his iPhone 7 and everything, so he'll send it to me to use for a week, and I'm like debating it. I mean, I don't know. I really don't see a reason to. I mean, to be honest, whether people like it or not, like Android and iOS are like pretty much almost similar. I mean, that yeah, they have their own differences as far as like the user interface. There, there's not a massive learning curve if you were to switch from one OS to the other. You would just have to adopt some of the certain things that has been prevalent with that OS since its conception. You know, yeah. So these days, I don't know, like Apple and Android wars or whatever. It's irrelevant. And this display, you haven't worked. Yeah, yeah. 4.7-inch display. Yeah, I know. I don't know if I'm gonna do it though. Like I didn't completely say yes to it and whatnot. So I'm debating that. It's just like I said, I really don't see what anyone would gain out of it if I was to make a video about me switching to an iPhone and iOS for a week. Like, other than probably hearing some of the same things that other diehard Android users say when they switch to an iPhone. And I don't want to regurgitate too much. I mean, I do that bad enough on my own channel. Or at least I'm open to that. Like, Ultra Tech has actually piqued my interest in OnePlus. So, I mean, I was interested in it before, but like now I'm like really, really interested in it because a lot of his vlog videos that he shot with the OnePlus, and then the things it can do, and everyone's like hounding me with the 90 hertz refresh rate, and like once you go that way, anything else will just pretty much seem obsolete. And that's what scares me too, right? If I go to OnePlus and like I get used to the 90 hertz refresh rate, and then I go back to my Pixel, like my Pixel 3a that doesn't have it, like, will I get bored and dull of it looking at it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand the whole trolling fiasco. I don't understand where this came from. I don't know who got it, but it's really sad and something that really needs to stop. Yeah. Well, really, I mean, the way that I see it when it comes to like YouTube trolls, the way I see it is that they hate something about themselves. It's like something that you're doing is something that they wish they could do. I'm not trying to sound cocky or arrogant, but and they know that they're not going to be able to do it, so they just project the things that they dislike about themselves onto you. And the fact that they know that you're not going to be ringing their doorbell within the next 20 minutes if they talk all that crap. I mean, literally, could you imagine if like every content creator had the ability to do what Jay and Silent Bob did in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back at the end of the movie, where they get the addresses of everyone that posted on the website about the movie being made? They flew to their houses to kick their asses. I mean, if that shit was real, then yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of trolls will stop all that nonsense. But they know that. They know, one, you're not going to waste your money to go fly and get to their house to do anything to them or confront them on it. So, yeah. Your favorite part of the movie? Yeah. Yeah, it is. That was dope. But yeah, we're not going to... And even if you had the money to do it, like, why would you want to waste your money on that, The T-Mobile S8 is holding up kind of well. I'm glad I took a chance on it. Awesome. Trolls are just sociopathic, not achievers. Yeah. It's really what it is, And that's why I say, like to the up and coming channels that I find and I interact with and try to share out there for other people to discover them. And I tell them that thing too, when they're faced with that problem. It's like, you got to understand they're gonna be there. They're always gonna be there. But you can always just scroll past it. That's the move to learn there. It's called the scroll and pass. It's like once you start to see, STFU, you're scroll past. Because the rest of the body of that comment is absolutely irrelevant and idiotic. Just scroll past. Or you can set up where you have your comments held for approval. Yeah, so wow, it's almost 1 p.m. here. What time are you going live, Sneed? You just need some mods and the trolls are yeah. Trolls are thinking of pass. I don't know. I think I might try to plan this out because I really love doing these. I haven't done them in so long. I know when we had the We Are Techies channel, like I was really trying to push that to just kind of like blow up, and it was a failed project. Um, I'm hoping at the end of the year that we can get a live stream going. See, this is what pisses me off about Google, and they killed off Hangouts on Air, because Hangouts on Air can hold more people at one time. And it would be awesome to get several content creators all together on a live stream and just have an entire show of just conversations. Yeah, it was solid. And I seriously thought Google, when they said they were going to kill Hangouts on Air, I really thought it's because they were going to implement that into YouTube to be able to simulcast with other content creators and hold up to at least 10 people at a time. And they didn't. And like everyone else is finding different sources. Like I know a lot of people are using StreamYard, and that looks to be pretty solid. Yeah, they haven't replaced it with anything. Or they haven't even opened up YouTube Live to do that. Like we have YouTube Live on the YouTube app on our smartphones. Like why not open it up there? Open it up on the site itself if you're using a laptop or desktop or a Chromebook, right? Like open it up, because like I would love to have a live stream and have like 10 of us on there, and we just all go out on a conversation, right? And I think that'd be interesting for a lot of viewers to come in and watch. I think it'd be fun because they would get so many personalities at the same time and just see how it all bounces and how it gels and whatnot. Like I think that's great. Like the last time I did anything like that, it was on the We Are Techies channel, which is like completely dead, but I had several people on there. MTR, Paul Tech, I think Tech Right was on one of them. Yeah, we had like a bunch of people on there, and it was fun. It was fun, to talk about various different things. And we really didn't have like a drop of what we were going to talk about. It was just a free for all. It was like as soon as we went live, we talked. People talked about certain things that they were interested in, and we all gave our thoughts on it. And it was a windy road, but it wasn't jagged. It was really good. Tech community doesn't need Google, and someone will create a great Hangouts alternative that will be just as good or better. I'm hoping for that. I'm definitely hoping for that, Mr. AIM, because we need that. Yes, Sneed said it. We need that. I mean, what, StreamYard, Sneed, I think you told me StreamYard you can hold up to 6 at a time? I think streams help your channel more. I noticed that a lot of content creators that started streaming on a regular, like you start to see their view count go up, and you start to see their subscriber count go up. I can honestly say that's probably one of the reasons why like my channel went ghost for a while, is because like when I was at like I would say 4,000 subscribers, and I started doing live streams like every other day, like I noticed that like the view counts were steady climbing. I was getting anywhere between lowest 100 and highest 1,000, and then my sub count started growing pretty fast. The moment I stopped live streaming and I took a break, just from all the dumbest shit that I ever did to myself, which pretty much like hurt me to the point where I had to back away from YouTube. And then coming back from YouTube, it was a slow growth when I wasn't live streaming as much. And I don't know, maybe I'll just go back to like instead of making videos, maybe I should just do like 3 live streams a week. Just sit down and go live. I think for me, the reason why it's hard for me to do live streams, is like right now I'm sitting in the car, right? So you guys hear like the AC vent blowing, but I mean, there's not really a lot of background noise to just kind of like disturb me. Like inside my house, like my kids, like they have great imaginations, right? So I will never knock it for them, but they're like really loud, and I think that'll distract me, and then thus it'll make the conversation on a live stream less interesting, because you guys would know that I'm distracted. Yeah, they're more about diehard fans, but they're also good for discovery too. Like people will discover your channel faster if you live stream than by uploading a video and them searching YouTube for something that they're interested in, right? Because like if I've seen it where like someone's live stream popped up on my YouTube feed and I'm not even subscribed to them, but because they had, I think at the time when I entered their live stream, they had about 86 viewers, So it got pushed my way as something of interest for me to check out. Yeah. Yeah. That's happened to me. So that's like, I don't know. I can say that that's happened to me. That's how I found, some YouTubers that were live streaming, and I was able to do that. You do a couple of streams a week. Let's imagine if you didn't do any streams. Because also too, it's word of mouth as well, right? Like, for instance, so like let's say you go live. You go live today, right? YouTube could push it depending, I don't know how the inner workings of that works, but I know they do it. But also too, it's also your viewers that also get you discovered too. Cause like, say I recommended a friend to check out your live stream, and that friend of mine checks out your live stream, right? And he takes it upon himself because he's like super stoked about what you're talking about and very into the topic and just loves the dynamic that you're bringing in the live stream. He decides to hit that share and then tweets it. Now that's going out on social media, on Twitter, it's going out on Facebook, right? So then his followers who may not be subscribed to your channel will get interested and go in, and they see it, they love the same dynamic that he's seeing, they hit subscribe. So, I mean, that's like one of the things that I do from time to time is like when you go live, I'll share your live stream on Twitter to people that follow me on Twitter so they can find it. Yeah. I think, and sometimes too, like honestly, your video could be so damn good that they're so immersed in it that they forget to hit share. That happens too. Cause like there's times where like, like I'll watch your live stream and like I haven't shared it on Twitter. But it's not cause it's like I don't think the video is good. It's cause I'm so caught up into what you're talking about that I forgot to hit share. So I'll try to make it, something that I do in the very beginning before I get really like caught up into the conversation is to hit share and tweet it out. But you can always suggest that to your viewers too. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're like, hey, you guys, don't forget to tweet this out. Share this with your friends and family. Go for it. I used to worry about what other people would say. Turn this off now. Oh shoot, hit the charging line. I used to care about what people would say. And then now, like I said, my perspective on life has completely changed. You only have one life. So if you're always held back on what you think, how people are going to perceive you, then you're never really going to go far in life. You're always going to hold yourself back because you're worried about what the next person thinks. So me, I don't care anymore. Like, I popped it in there. Like I know if like some people read the description link, but yeah, I've posted in there about my PayPal link. If people want to support the channel, they can. Because I get people all the time that like hit me up and they're like, you used to unbox Boost mobile phones. What happened? Why don't you do it anymore? And like I made a video opening up to everybody. Like, hey, I was stupid. Those years that I was buying Boost mobile phones, I wasn't paying for certain medication that I needed because I felt I can go without it, and then that ended up screwing me up pretty bad. And it wasn't like a sympathy video. It was to explain to people, this is why my channel's this way now. This is why I'm doing it this way, because I can't keep doing it the way I was doing it before. So, that was crazy. It freaking threw me out of the stream. Like literally, it just went to like my YouTube feed. I'm like, what the hell? And it showed that it was still live going and there were 7 people in there. And then when I hit to stream again, I was like, would you like to resume where you left off? So like, what the hell? Does YouTube have like a cap? Because my phone ain't hot. I touched the back of my phone. It's actually pretty cold from the AC. What's my PayPal? Oh, paypal.me for, was it paypal.me/Aloha_Android, I believe. Hold on, let me go to my PayPal. But yeah, I put my PayPal link back into my descriptions because if people want me to unbox phones, the only way I'm going to get it is paypal.me /Aloha Android all together. But yeah, if people want me to buy phones and unbox and review it, then donate to the channel. That's the way I look at it. Like, you donate into it, I'll put that money towards that phone, unbox it, and then probably do a giveaway to give it away to somebody. But yeah, that was crazy of YouTube to do that. Sneed, since you do live streams quite a bit, has that ever happened to you where YouTube has kicked you out of your live stream, but then let you resume it? I'm not gonna get all conspiracy theory and say that I'm saying something wrong. That was just really, really weird. It's been a while, but it's only happened when I was on LTE. I wonder if I switched off. No, I'm still connected to my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi from my house router reaches all the way out here to the car. My apartment's just like right over there. Wow, that was like absolutely crazy. But yeah, shoot. Yeah, so on your live streams, if you want, you can always suggest to everyone in the beginning, like once you can start getting people coming into your live stream, you can always start like suggesting like, hey, you guys could do me a solid, um, share this out on your social media, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, and people will do it. Some people will listen and they'll do it. Some people won't. Depends. I know I will. I'll share your live streams on my Twitter. There's it. Someone is gonna comment about that in the replay later on. I know it. Um, Hang on. I'll post a link. And my keyboard on my tablet will go up. There it goes. Okay. Okay. It did not let me post a link. What the heck? Yeah, I'll just show it. If the camera will focus on it. Oh, and you guys know my government name. Shit. Oh, shit. You guys know my government name now. Yeah, it's always great when we share it. Oh my god, man. It's like really getting hot. How hot is it outside? Oh, really? Yeah, that is my government name. What the heck? I appreciate that. I really do. Um, but yeah, so interesting thing because people ask how come I don't go by my actual first name, and I'm named after my dad. Yeah. Well, see, for me, the reason why I don't use my actual first name is because like, and I'm very weird about this. Some people say that that some people tell me like they're sure my dad's proud of me, but like I don't know, I'm just weird about it. But like my dad is my hero. Like he's my rock. He's my hero. Like I learned a lot of things from my dad. Like I've definitely put it on him for like the wisdom in life. Like when I talk about life things and people are like, wow, that's pretty dope or that's deep or whatever. Like I get that from my dad. So a lot of the values that I have about life, I get from my dad. And I feel like I'm undeserving of using his name because I haven't done 1/10 of what my dad has done in life. So I don't feel like I'm deserving of it to, use that. Now, when I do something that I know, that I can say honors my dad, then yeah, I'll go by that name. But I also go by Tito because that's the nickname that my dad has given me since I was a kid. Like since my earliest days that I can remember when I was about 2, almost 3 years old, my dad has always been calling me Tito. So I go by that too. My dad was a hero as well. As for a lot. My dad is my role model. Hopefully someday I can be as good as him. Yeah, I think we all try to live up and be something that our fathers can be proud of. Here, it would be way too long. Yeah. So my youngest son, his name is Angel Rain, and it's funny because people will ask, right? Because his name is really long, like first, middle, and last name. Altogether is really long. His middle name is as long as the alphabet. And people will trip out like, well, what's his middle name? So I'll say his middle name will probably throw you guys off because it's in Hawaiian. But his middle name is Alohi Makakoa Manuia Po'okela, which my niece gave him that name. And what it translates to in English is the brilliant warrior chief. Okay. Now, in that name itself is, I believe, 27 letters. So when people ask, why did you give him such a long name like that? Because like Angel Rain is his first name. It's hyphenated. And I told him the reason why is because I really wanted to make sure he focused on his SATs or any of his general tests where he has to bubble in his name. So I wanted to make sure that he was paying attention to it. So I made it to where his name was long enough that he had no choice but to focus. It's a dumb joke, but it's a joke that I run with a lot when it comes to that. Because like, yeah, his name is actually like really pretty long. It's like really long. I know my phone's gonna heat up here in a little bit because it's already getting warmer faster right now. It's like 87, so it's probably like 91 degrees in the car. But yeah, my son's got a really long name. And yeah, I don't use my birth given name only because I just don't feel like I'm deserving of it. So hopefully one day I can make my dad proud. Like my dad, he served 20 years in the United States Air Force. And then after he retired from the Air Force, he did another 20 years for civilian service, which is basically where you're a civilian that's hired by the military to do work. My dad was a mechanic. I think I talked about him in a video that I made for his birthday. My dad was a mechanic. Well, he's a mechanic on airplanes, but he also is skilled in the hydraulic system. So he used to work on C5s, C17s, KC-130. Really? Awesome. What branch? Yeah, mechanic is hard work. My dad, like when I was a kid, I used to always tell my dad, I'm going to go to the Air Force and I'm going to do what you do. My dad always told me no. Like if you go into the Air Force, you do something better. Don't do what I do. And I never understood that. And then my dad put it into perspective when I was 13. He was like, his job is hard. Army National Guard, salute, man. Salute. I appreciate your dad's service. My dad would always tell me like not to do what he does because like he's a mechanic. He has to work on the planes. He has to work on them in any weather. So like in Oklahoma where he's at, it's really hard out there because like during the summer it's hot. Not comparable to Phoenix, but almost close to it. It gets that hot, and then in the winter it gets really cold. So my dad's always struggling because either he's working on a plane in like dead freezing temperatures, so he's got to have like gloves on. He's got to have like these pocket warmers to put his hands in to keep his hands warm. My dad's an entrepreneur, came to this country with one set of clothes. Yeah, I have mad respect for anyone who comes to the U.S. with but a few change in their pockets and the clothes on their back and then amasses wealth out here. Like, I think the reason I'm interested in that is because it puts things into perspective. Like, not trying to get like, all political and all that other stuff. But I mean, really, if you think about it, like, it just seems that when people come outside of our country, into our country, come here to actually make a better life for themselves, and then they do it, really shows that, it's out there for anybody. Even someone who's born here in the U.S. could amass that. It's just the different mentality. Other people come here because they want to make a better life for themselves, and they know that they can. So they come here no matter which way they can do it, legally or illegally. And then I would say, like, Americans, not dissing, I'm just saying that we are spoiled because this stuff is everyday to us, so we don't see it the way that other people see it. Therefore, we don't grind the way other people grind to get to a point in life of living comfortably. I mean, you look at it today, right? Like, when I was going to college, me and several friends of mine, we didn't take college seriously, and I wish I did, right? But then someone who comes from, like, Korea, like South Korea came, and my friend would always make fun of him because they would call him the book nerd because he was always in there. Thank you for the stream. No problem, Slaw. He would always be in every class, even if it's a class that we didn't have to attend, but he would still attend for the lecture. Like there would be like a audio player in the front of the class, and once it starts playing, you just listen to to the professor's lecture and take notes. And sometimes he'd be the only one in the class. And you know what? He comes from South Korea, and obviously he wants to better himself in life, right? So he took college, and he took it serious, and he buckled down, and yeah, he graduated. I didn't graduate college, and I took that shit for granted. He shared my stream on Twitter and Facebook. Appreciate that. Yo, Michael Dixon, thanks for coming in, dude. Like, as another person I watch. If you guys aren't subscribed to Michael Dixon's channel, check it out, man. Simply Your Device. I watch a lot of your content, dude. I dig your videos. But yeah, that's how I feel how it is today. It's just like when you're a U.S. citizen, you're born here. Like all these opportunities are here every day that we really don't see them for what they are, compared to somebody else that makes the travel from their home country to come to the U.S. to get citizenship here, and then they take advantage of all the things they could do because they don't have it in their country. Like, I don't know. I was always thinking for my kids to appreciate what they have. Like, if the world wasn't so crazy, then yeah, I would be okay with them doing a student exchange program. But the world is crazy today, so I'm not letting my kids go anywhere outside of my home. Like my kids, I don't let them go outside and play. The park is like right there behind me. Full view of my windows, to my apartment, and I still won't let my kids play out by themselves. There's like, here in Arizona, there's so much bad shit happening. No, I'm not doing any errands, man. I'm just here in the car so it's quiet, right? My apartment's like right there. My kids wanted to deep clean the apartment today, because they go back to school tomorrow from fall break, and they wanted to deep clean the apartment. So they kicked me out, basically. So I'm not in their way, so they can go and do what they're going to do. So when I'm done with this live stream and I go back in, I'm supposed to be surprised on how the house is like clean. It's getting hot. Turning on the AC again. But yeah, dude, I won't let my kids go far away from it. Like here in Arizona, I'll tell you guys, like there's this big problem. Oh, you're doing errands, okay. There's this big problem here with human trafficking. So like I'm like absolutely terrified for my kids. So my kids don't go anywhere, which totally sucks because I remember being their age. I can go to the park down the street to hang out with my friends. I can kick back and play on the playground, go skateboarding, ride bicycles. Like I could do that back in in the late 80s and the early 90s. Now my kids, they can't do that. I can't have my kids go wherever they want to go, only for the simple fact is that there's some really crazy, screwed up people in this world today. I mean, I don't go all political on YouTube because it's a failed point. Everyone's got political point of views. I'm not down to freaking have a debate with somebody on, being a conservative or liberal or any of that stuff. Like I leave that stuff to the diehard people of that really want to stand there and argue with somebody over nothing. But when it really comes down, like people today, like their mentality, and I slightly blame this on technology in a way, and you guys probably heard me rant about this before. But like yeah, like we depend on like Facebook and stuff like that, so much nowadays that we don't really understand the human emotions anymore. We don't understand each other. We don't understand body language or anything like that. Because everything's done through text, it's done through chatting, it's done through all that kind of stuff. So we don't, like someone could say something and we'll take it completely out of context because we can't figure them out because we don't spend enough time with people anymore. People hate people. It's sad. Like someone looks at me like I'm fucking weird because I go up to somebody, the social aspect and I'll go up to someone and I'll just strike a conversation with them. They look at me like I'm crazy for just talking to them because I don't know them. But like, how do you meet people if you don't break out of your shell and introduce yourself and talk? But then again, like I said, like people don't understand each other to that point anymore. Like everything is done digital, Tinder and all that kind of stuff. Like no wonder why marriages don't last and relationships fail quickly. Speaking of people into the public setting is normal. Yeah. It's supposed to be normal in the public setting, but people don't like doing that anymore. So then you get people that have different brain development nowadays based on it. So then the way that they perceive life and the things that goes on in it ain't happening. Like, how do you expect somebody who goes and slaughters people to have that compassion, for humans when they don't really understand humans. They don't understand their own species. Don't let them tell me otherwise. Yeah, like it's so like for my kids, I feel bad because they don't get to experience some of the things that I do. So I try to make it a parent to be involved a lot of what they want to do that I support, because then I can be physically there to watch over them and let them have that same experience that I had when I was a kid. You know, like my sons, they're 14 and 13, and I just recently started to allow them to go with their friends to the skate park. Yeah, online girlfriends and boyfriends. Yeah, I mean, trying to explain to my son on how to talk to a girl, where he feels it'd be easier for him to just do it on Facebook. That's not good. And that sucks too for relationships, because then like that does not build confidence. I was explaining this to my oldest son, that getting rejected by a girl builds confidence. I know it sounds retarded, but when you first work up the courage to tell a girl that you like her, and ask her to go steady with you as your girlfriend, when you get rejected, yes, it hurts. You feel like the whole world just crashed around you, right? But then you've already experienced semi having your heart broken. So when you find another girl that you become interested in, you'll be less afraid to approach her. But by doing that, changes the dynamics of you asking the girl out to be your girlfriend, because girls look at confidence in a man. And if you are confident, that is a turn on for them. So when you're no longer afraid of being rejected because you've already experienced the first one, which broke your self-esteem for a slight moment, you have that confidence in you. It changes the dynamics. Wow, this really became a stream of like life rather than YouTube. It's funny how these live streams start off on a topic and just completely weave their way the hell out the other way. So I was telling my son, like, it's better that you talk to a girl in person. Plus, if you really want a girl to take you seriously, if you really want her to believe that you like her like that, how the hell are you going to express that over text, over being relationships online? Like, first of all, you can't really have a relationship online. There's no physical connection. So come on, like, a kiss means something. Holding hands means something. Putting your arm around your chick means something. You get that feeling that it bounces back and forth, and it creates that bond. These are what I call the bond strengthening without vocals, without words, right? The silent creation of bonding. Being a boyfriend and girlfriend on the internet, miles and miles away, like, how? And you're gonna cheat anyways, and then it makes cheating okay. It makes people think that cheating is the normal thing. Like, I could have a girlfriend in Wisconsin but be with the girl that I find here. I was a hot throb back in the day. Hold on. I gotta read that. Bro, I was a hot throb back in the day. Oh, back on the day. Now, how you gonna get your Mac on? Yeah, that, and the fact that people can bullshit and lie about things, on the internet. Catfishing. Oh my God, my son, he got me introduced to that TV show Catfish, and I watch it, in shock and awe on like how people can hold a lasting relationship for 6 years with someone they never seen. Like, they never seen. Like, I'm sorry, and these are grown adults too, and I'm looking at them like, are y'all virgins? I mean, I hate to say it that way, so don't take it in the wrong context, but I ask, are y'all virgins? Because if y'all actually ever got down and know what the experience is like getting down, how could you go 6 years without physically seeing somebody? Like, I think these people are paid off on that TV show. There's no way can one girl talk about herself being this deviant in the sheets, but go 6 years without meeting the guy that she's been talking to. I never heard their voice at all. Like they never heard them at all. They never spoke on the phone. Everything's been through Kick Messenger or Facebook, or they have heard their voice, but when they try to video chat, my phone's broken and the camera's broken. Well, then go to Walmart and buy you a $40 one. I would rather like video chat with you and it look like you were using a potato and see your face than to like go another 3 years in a relationship and wire you money and stuff and not ever see you. Like, what the hell? This online world has got people crazy. And then people can't understand each other anymore. People can't understand body language. They can't understand whatever. So they take things out of context and they fight a lot. It's just so sad. And then we're so focused on differences between us that we don't try to find a way to unite. I think that's what breaks my heart the most recently nowadays. Like me personally, I don't care what side of the government you support. I don't care if you support the president or if you hate the president. That's not going to change my how I feel about you as a person, you know? Man, hold on, I got to read this. So, man, I used to swerve hard back in high school and college. Always talking to ladies. It's real attention. They dig it. Not sure how online works. It don't. It don't work. I think for online, I think it's storytelling. I think it's storytelling. I think they get caught up on meeting that person's representative. Because when it comes to online, you don't ever meet the person. You're always engaged in conversation with their representative. Like, if you hate something about yourself, you can change it online. And I think that's why it's so easier for people to just go that route. I don't have to be a Walmart cart pusher. I can be, you know, a freaking software engineer for a company, right? And bullshit. Like, people can freaking lie about it, but it's like when you meet them in person, like that's where it really happens. Everything's gonna come crashing down. It's the test of all tests. Will this person stay with you? Because if you started your online relationship with bullshit and lies, then it's definitely gonna crash down in the long run when they meet who you really are. They need to make the chats like stay on the screen longer. So if there will never be an intimate connection, why don't people just read books and romantic stories? I guess opening a book and flipping pages is a lot harder than chatting. I don't know. I have no idea, man. I can't understand the way that this society has gone, this generation. I can't understand which way, like why they went this way. I mean, yeah, you know, we talk about mobile tech, we talk about smartphones and all the benefits that they bring to the table, because they do bring benefits, like connecting with somebody that, you know, speaks a different language. You can use Google Translate or any other preferred translator to be able to communicate. You know, it's crazy. I weld, and if she doesn't like, she can beat her feet again. Yeah, you know. But then again, too, that's also the online world that paints this picture that you gotta be this big shot. You gotta drive, you know, freaking Beamer, or, you know, it's just all these things play into it, right? Like, you have people who fake being well off in life, and then you have people who are well off in life and project that as the norms of like what you got to be. Like me personally, you could be a grocery bagger at a supermarket, and as long as you make enough money to, you know, to live comfortably and live happy, do you. That's the way that I see it. Some people are like, I need to go to college for 10 years and get this or whatever. And it's like, but if you're going to do something you're not going to be happy doing, what's the point? I know a lot of people who graduated college and are not even into the career field that their schooling was to get them into. I know people who like spent buku bucks just to get a degree in nursing, and then, you know, they work at, you know, a warehouse. But like, yeah, it's, I don't know. For me, whatever you do in life, as long as, because you only have one life, right? I know people say that a lot, and they made that acronym YOLO and all that other shit, but, you know, behind all that BS, the truth about it is you really only have one life. So you got to live it the way that you want to live it. You can't live it by somebody else's, you know, point of view. Otherwise, you'll never be happy. You got to do it by you. So like, whatever you want to do, you do, right? You know, as long as you're happy. Like, I would never say be, you know, a bagger at a grocery store if you intend on living a life that you will never have enough to live by. There's no point, because you're just going to stress yourself out trying to pay your bills. You know? So always live within your budget. But if the way you're living makes you happy, then live it that way. Because when you go out, you don't want to go out with regrets. You don't want your last moments regretting that I should have done this, or I should have done that, or all kinds of other things, you know? Because then it's not a good look. You're just going to live your life with regret. Live your life to the fullest. So like, you know, like people will tell me like, oh, you know, I should quit smoking. Yeah. Technically you should, because it's unhealthy for you. But if you're happy doing it, then do it. But, you know, you face the consequences in the end, not me. Now, if you were to tell me, should you smoke a cigarette? No, you shouldn't. I'll tell you that straight up, because you're only going to hurt yourself. I don't know, man. I feel weird, especially when I talk about it, because some people look at it and be like, oh, you're very old school about that. the dynamics of human interaction, the dynamics of relationships, the way that things should be, respecting your fellow neighbor, your fellow person, just respecting people in general. What's scary is that I know this older lady in her 70s and is a physician, and she says she went to college multiple times and says most likely she will die with debt. Yeah, I mean, it also depends on what you're chasing and what you're trying to do. Yeah, that is sad. Honestly, I can say this. In this world, we need more love. Well, not love like an intimate love like you share with your partner, but we just need more love for the next fellow man or woman. Simple as that. Like, who cares what they want to be? Who cares what gender they want to be? And whatever. You know what? Like, they breathe the same air as you, they bleed the same way as you. So it's like, why can't we just care about people nowadays? Why does everything have to be divided? Why does everything have to be, an issue? Why can't we all just shut the fuck up and barbecue one day and just kick it? Have a few beers, eat some good food, and just chill. Like, why can't people do that nowadays? Why does it got to be only family? Like, it's all close knit family and close friends of the family, right? Like, man, like, people trip out because, like, I'll barbecue. And if you're like, oh, that smells good, and I don't know you, if you want a plate, make yourself a plate. Hell, make yourself a plate, sit down with the rest of us and enjoy a meal. Like, I don't get why people got to be so separated. That's what kills it. Because, like, my kids, I teach them from what I know. And my kids are not taught, to separate themselves from anybody. They're not taught to group themselves or identify themselves in one particular way. My kids are very open, so it's weird when I take them to the playground and other kids look at them weird because if someone comes up and just picks up one of my kids' toys and starts playing it with them, my kids are not going to be like, oh, who are you? And, jump and that effect. My kids are open to it. I don't know, man. It scares me where this world is going. And so all I can do is just teach my kids what I feel is right. And hopefully, hopefully they do good in life. Hopefully, it brings them towards success. Hopefully, they grow up without any problems. Like, my nephew, my older sister, she messaged me the other day talking to me about it. My nephew in Hawaii, he's never been into a fist fight with anybody. He's always tried to be friends with anybody. And to me, that's a good way to approach things. I mean, yeah, you don't want to be big friends with a serial killer. But then again, who identifies as a serial killer in the public, right? Like, people have secret lives and stuff like that. You only find out when when you become the target of that. But other than the fact, he just tries to be friends with everybody. He's friends with the guys that play football. He's friends with the skaters. He's friends with the surfers. He's friends with people who pretend to gang bang. He's friends with anybody. Like, if you're cool, he's friends with you. And he wants to keep it that way. Like, he wanted to learn how to fight because he's afraid one day he's gonna have to get into a fight. He doesn't want to, but he feels like he's gonna have to. And I'm like, if you can avoid the fight, avoid the fight. There's no reason for it, The same thing I teach my sons. Like, I teach my sons to defend themselves when they have to. That's like life or death. But if you can avoid a fight altogether, avoid it. If you could try to make a friend out of an enemy, then approach it. I'm glad I live in a pro Second Amendment state. You know what? I support the Second Amendment too. I said it. Some people will disagree with me with it. And if you do, that's okay. And your point of view is valid. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, but I'm not going to change my mind on that. I support the Second Amendment. That's just me. So hopefully that doesn't piss anyone off. But I'm not going to change my stand on that. No, just all those types of things are just weird. And then, at my kids' school, like, I'm not even gonna get into that. That's totally a different subject. It's just crazy as it is, man. I think we just need to love each other more. That's more of the thing ever. So I make it apparent to be happy and smile to anybody. I mean, I'm the type of person that if I'm like standing in line at a grocery store, I'll strike up a conversation with you. You may think it's weird, but I'm going to start talking to you. Because one, I'm bored standing in line, and I don't feel like being like everybody else, like zombies, staring at my phone, waiting in line to check out and buy food. Like, no. Yep, it's a crazy thing. So, anyways, guys, I really appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out with me, and talking. This is awesome. This ain't Japan, bro. You can speak to each other in public. Yeah, that's crazy. I know in Japan it is like that. In Japan, everyone pretty much keeps to themselves. I don't know how they can do it. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna watch your live stream when it goes on, so I have notifications on. So as soon as you go live, I'll know. Um, yeah, and I did get some products in. I want to tell you guys real quick before I leave, but these are actually pretty good. Like the Z2s from TrebLab and the X5s from TrebLab are really good sounding. I was really surprised. I mean, I'm gonna review them later on down the road, but um, I thought like they were gonna be like okay. The X5s that are like Bluetooth, they are. You speak good words, brother. Oh, thanks, Scott. Thanks, I appreciate that. But the X5s are actually surprisingly good. So I've been using them. I don't wear them a lot. I know like that's the whole thing. Like everyone's going towards AirPods and Galaxy Buds and stuff like that. But when you really kind of look at like the effects that these things could do if you just leave them in your ear all the time connected, it's no bueno. It's no good for you. But anyways, yeah, if you guys want, check out that video. I put the prices in there too, so you guys know how much those products cost and the link to the site. But it's pretty good, and they're supposed to be like water resistant and sweat proof. So they're geared towards building audio equipment for people who are very active and do sports, work out, and things like that. So if that's you, go check it out. But I'll have a review later on down the road for that. And I'll try to stream more. We'll see how that goes. I'm about to change things up on YouTube again, so you guys get geared up for that. So anyways, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Sneed's gonna go live later today, so if you're not subscribed to him, subscribe to him. Also subscribe to Ronaldo. Michael Dixon, subscribe to Simply Your Device. Check him out. Alter Tech, check out his channel. Subscribe to him too. But Sneed's going live later, so I hope to see a lot of you guys in there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Aloha. And now I'm gonna go eat breakfast.